Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Drawing with Mr. Sepulveda. I'm Mr. Sepulveda, and today I'm going to be venomizing video game characters. And today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to treat this one kind of like I did the My Hero Academias and the Savage Lands Part 1, where I just kind of went through design notes. I do have a story written, but I think it'll be better if I kind of establish some characters first so that I can introduce them in the story as I introduce new Venomized video game characters, right? So I hope that makes sense. The more you guys like this video, the more likely I'm going to put a part 2 out there for you with a story. And you can also comment down below what video game characters you want. And I will tell you this, I am using video game characters from Super Smash Brothers. So let's go ahead, let's talk about some of the designs that we see here. Okay, so right up front, we've got ourselves Inkling Girl, right, from the video game Splatoon, but also happens to be a playable character in Super Smash Brothers. I really liked her design. I didn't do anything too crazy with this. This is technically my second time venomizing any type of character. The first time I did this, I did it for Pal World, so different game, right? But with the same venomizing features. So I'm still kind of learning what venomizing looks like. So to me, it's kind of more of a goopy type of texture, a goopy look. And so what I did for Inkling Girl was I covered up part of her face, her left, but it's visually on our right side, covered up her gun, and I even put in a little bit of that ooze or that goop coming from right behind her to the ground between her legs, right? Kind of coming right behind her, just to kind of show a little bit more depth with the venomization, right? If that's a real word, right? I think it came out all right. This one was the second one I actually drew up. The first one that I drew up was actually Link, which you'll see very shortly, okay? And then the last one I drew was actually my absolute favorite. I won't spoil it for you, but I will tell you when it comes up, okay? So let's just take a look at how Inkling Girl turned out. All right, guys, so here's Link, right? From Legend of Zelda, it could be Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, it could be whatever version of the game, doesn't really matter. I did find one reference that I liked and that I wanted to play around with a little bit, because he did have this fun pose where he's kind of like already swinging his sword while he's got a shield in the back. I like the pose, so I thought I would kind of utilize that a little bit, but I do end up kind of doing the same features where I end up using the venomized goop and putting it over the sword, putting it over part of the face. I later go back and post and try to open up the mouth, because I did a weird mouth that I did when I did the Ditto in that Pal World episode, because Ditto was my version of an SCP that venomized characters in that world or that dimension. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I kind of did it, but then I was like, you know what? No, let me get rid of this type of mouth and start kind of opening it up so you can see Link's actual mouth right underneath the goop. I think it was a really good call for that. I also try to play around with the idea of kind of putting some strings and some strands, some tendrils, tentacles, whatever you want to call them. I did try to mess around with putting those in there. I even ended up putting one piece of goop going down to his boot. And turning it into like claws so that you can tell that he's kind of becoming a little bit more monster-esque. I think it was a cool design choice. I went too light on the color when I decided to put in the blue, but ultimately I changed it up before the end, before the reveal of what he looks like, but I do make it a darker blue, which I think is more suited or more suiting, because it kind of looks like the old school Venom, where it's black with a little hint of blue in him, and I thought it worked out just fine. And it was a good comparison color, good contrasting color to Link's green and yellow, so I thought it was perfect, okay? So let's go ahead, let's see what the final results are for Link, and then we'll get to my absolute favorite design on here, because I think I pushed the venomization to a point that is now going to be kind of my standard, okay? So we'll talk about that right after Link. right, so last character, one of my absolute favorites. His name is Yoshi. Hopefully, you guys know who Yoshi is, right? From Mario, right? Really cool character using the traditional green Yoshi, and I really loved making this design. Kind of had him in a pose where his right foot is on our left side, but his right foot is kind of like stepping in some goop, right? He's got his egg that he's going to throw or do something with. I'm not entirely sure. But throughout him, we've kind of got some of the ooze factor, some of the symbiote all over him. But on the side or right behind him, I wanted to put kind of like the symbiote head, so that I could push that venomization a little bit further. And I think that was a good call. I almost thought about making the head kind of almost look like it's consuming Yoshi's head. So like I would have like the sharp teeth coming out here and the teeth coming from above. I thought about doing that, but I wasn't sure if I could pull it off with Yoshi. So I didn't. I just kind of settled for having him next to him. But if you like the idea, I might just use it for like someone like a bigger known character, like a Mario. Maybe a Bowser, someone else, or maybe we could even mess around with that for like the Pokemon trainer that shows up, or my favorite character in all of Super Smash Brothers, Ness. He is actually one of my favorite ones with this PK Fire, PK Thunder. Loved him. That was my guy to go for every time I played. So I would definitely do something really cool, spectacular for him. But either way, just in the comments, just let me know what Super Smash Brothers character you'd like me to venomize, or any game character, honestly, that you'd like me to venomize. But I thought the design came out pretty cool. Ended up with like a long tongue coming out. I could have made it a little bit darker like I did for the one that I did for Link. I didn't do it. Should have done it, I think, in hindsight. But I think it came out pretty cool. At the end of the video, I end up turning his left eye to the color of the goop because I ended up putting in a white eye, like the Venom there. And I think that was a pretty spectacular choice. I think it made the whole piece kind of come together. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and let's close this off. Alright guys, hope you liked the episode, hope you enjoyed the art, and if you did, please leave this video a like. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Please comment down below what other video game characters or Super Smash Brothers characters that I should try to venomize next. Next week, I'm bringing back my triple feature series where I take a single topic, and the next 3 weeks, I just create videos based on that topic. So for my next triple feature, it'll be a Dragons triple feature, and I'm going to start this one off strong next week by turning DC superheroes into dragons. All right, guys, can't wait to see you then. You guys have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.